Well, hello everybody. We are live and happy Wednesday. So, today I'm going to talk about interview preparation. Interview preparation, and also somebody asked in the comments what is executive presence and what your executive presence has anything to do with your interview and leak code questions, coding questions, technical questions. So we're going to talk about that. So what to expect today? So we're going to break it down. I'm going to break it down each stage of the hiring process because when it comes to hiring, it's not just an interview. Like it's not just an interview. This is something that we see when it comes to hiring process and this is something that we're more exposed to, but this is a little bit more and then just this is just a little bit more than just interview, right? Because this is the whole process, and this is something that we're gonna talk about. This is something that we're gonna explore all together. So if you are new to me, if it is the first time we're connecting, my name is Eugene. I'm a coach for iOS developers, software developers, front-end developers, cybersecurity professionals. So for people like that. And as you are joining my live stream, please say hello in the comments. Please say hello in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from, because also I wanted to use as a networking opportunity for everybody. So, and you never know who is watching. You never know who's reading your comments. So, and maybe like, and when I tell people, you're just one connection away from your perfect opportunity. So, before I go even further, I have to make a disclosure. I have to make a disclosure. I do not condemn, and I don't say that you should not use leak code as a tool to prepare for your technical interview. This is not what I am saying. So, big disclaimer. I'm not saying stop doing algorithms and data structures. I'm not saying stop doing that. I just want to present to you and show you the hiring process overall, and where you might miss out, where you might where you might go left with your preparation. Hey, like, thank you so much. So, like, I'm an engineering leader and hiring manager. I know Eugene, and I agree on a lot of things, and I'm sure we'll share a lot of feelings on this topic too. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashley. Hey, Ashley. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. I'm super happy, super stoked to see you. So, leak code. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. So, without further ado, listen. I can prepare. Let me do my slides really quick. I can prepare because this is serious. Okay. Okay. So this is serious. This is serious topic. So, and I can prepare. So when it comes to the hiring process, when it comes to the hiring process, if you're looking for your next big move, your next role, or you decide to continue your career in corporate America, meaning you getting traditional job, right? You're not starting your business. You're getting traditional job, which might like a good number of my audience is. So the hiring starts the hiring process starts at the point of discovery. And I hope you see it well. And the point in discovery is your LinkedIn and your resume. It's your LinkedIn and your resume. This is where the hiring process starts. A sourcer, a recruiter, a person who was tasked to go ahead and find, I don't know, let's say an iOS developer who knows Swift UI and also can work with UI kit, is goes to job board, goes to LinkedIn, and starts searching. And also, the job is created on the job board, so it starts searching. So And this step is very important. And a lot of software developers think like, well, they can discover me. Like I'm cool, like I'm good, but I want you to be very careful here, because if nobody can discover you, if nobody can see your, again, like executive presence in your in your on your resume. What is executive presence? Executive presence is when you make people believe that you can do the job. When they look at your profile and they like, yeah, this is it. This is it. He or she or they, whoever, they can do the job. You you influence confidence in other people that you are the one. This is the executive presence. And your executive presence should be, or like should be demonstrated on your resume and on your LinkedIn and in your content and in your discussion in your community. So this is something that you're known for. So the point of discovery. So then if you communicated your expertise correctly, I'm not even saying that achievements, a lot of y'all don't communicate your achievements correctly, but if math is mathing, like let's say you manage to put the right skill set, the right tasks, the right titles on your resume, and it clicks and it matches with the recruiter will be screening you. So the first step, this is where your digital presence comes in. This is where people discover you. This is your digital brand. This is your personal brand. This is where you should, like, your executive presence starts there. Your influence, where you, when people believe or don't believe that you can do the job, starts there at the point of discovery. Then recruiter call. And here's where your communication skills comes in. And a lot of y'all think that you, and normally, let me just let me get off of my high horse for a second. Normally, recruiter screening should be just fine. And but also here recently, what I noticed, and this is something that my clients share with me, that they bump recruiter screening, that they talk to a recruiter and it doesn't go anywhere. And two different reasons can be for that. Like you can be actually screened for the job, but also there might be a lot of candidates. So it's one scenario. Another scenario that you're just not communicating your value and your experience with that recruiter. You're not making, because like here's the thing, follow the money, right? Like why recruiter is there, why recruiters exist. Recruiters exist so the hiring manager, the hiring team doesn't waste their time interviewing unqualified candidates. So the sole job of the recruiter is to provide qualified candidates to the hiring manager. If a recruiter submits a bunch of unqualified people to the hiring manager, that recruiter won't have a job. And when you are talking to a recruiter, and if it is the right fit, if it is the right match, and you fail to communicate your value, how you are a good fit for this role, based on just like face value, based just on the first initial step, you won't move forward. And a lot of software developers think that recruiters are insignificant, and this is something that you can just, like this is just annoyance in the hiring process. It can feel like it, but this is not. Recruiters, in fact, the recruiters are your best friends. Like this is my experience. Recruiters are your best friends. Good recruiters, like let's say you want to have good recruiters in your network. You do. So If it goes well, you've passed the recruiting screening, and then uh, then here goes like technical screening. With a manager, it can be just a manager conversation. It can be a leak code question, right? Because like we all focus on link. A lot of developers focus on link code so much, and when they think when they think that they're preparing for a job, like they think that they are like they're preparing for this portion and maybe for this portion. So it can be either talk to a manager or like code question or technical assessment or take home project, right? Some sort of like evaluation of your technical skills. After that, rounds of interviews, and you can get link code questions. You can get domain specific question. When I say domain specific questions, like React, iOS, backend, stuff like that. Something that relates directly to your to your specialty. So rounds of interviews, and at the end is a job offer. This is how you prepare for the interview. This is how you prepare for the interview. Normally, when I talk to people, their LinkedIn is out of order, and you don't communicate, like you don't demonstrate your value, you don't demonstrate your executive presence. People are not enticed or motivated to move forward, not all the time. Then like you pay attention, and you paid a little bit more attention to recruiter screening. So because you want to get that big technical screening or like talk to the manager, and after that, like the high, like the rounds, like you, a lot of, and don't get me wrong, if you fail the technical screening, you won't move forward, and this is important to have your to have your foundation down. This is important. This is 100% important. This is why I'm saying that like I don't disregard like preparing and getting covering, or like covering your gaps, closing your gaps in your technical knowledge. But also, when people spend hours and hours on link code, they like your preparation is one-sided. Your preparation is one-sided. You just preparing for the technical screening, but there's a lot more components. You're gonna talk to a hiring manager, which is like normally they do care about your technical skills, they absolutely do, but they also care about your how you interacted with the team, what is your leadership skills, are you a team player, are you like why do you want to work here, what is your motivation, stuff like that. So in product people also care about how you're going to collaborate with them, how you're going to interact with them. um who else we have? Sometimes you have interviews with designers, how you talk to designers. So like, and this is like rounds of interviews to see if you're a good fit with the company. And a lot of people exhale with relief after they're done with the technical portion, because they think that they're good at connecting with people and communication, but sometimes it's where the pitfall lies. And then the final stage is the job offer. And a lot of, especially now, especially what this is something that I hear in conversations, people say, I'm really afraid to negotiate my salary, and I just want a job. But salary negotiation is does nobody cancel, nobody said that you should not you shouldn't negotiate your salary, you should. So and at the final, and the job offer stage, if you orchestrate it correctly, if you talk like if you approach it right, so you might get more money, and not negotiating job offer, you're leaving money on the table. And by the way, like the job offer or the payment or the salary negotiation, like it will start at different points of the process. With the agency recruiters, they normally have it up front. They know how much they get paid. They know how much they're gonna they know how much they're gonna uh show you. So and the like this is it. So uh, uh the moral of the story is that you a lot of software developers prepare for the job interview as like from one-sided angle. From one-sided angle. I just wanna nail down my technical skills. I just want to nail down the technical interview. It goes beyond that. So, and by the way, your LinkedIn will be revisited multiple times during multiple stages of the hiring process. It will be revisited when the hiring manager looks at your resume and they're interested in you. They might check you out on LinkedIn. Um, After the rounds of interviews, if there are other candidates interviewing for the same position, they might check you out on LinkedIn to see what you're about. Your LinkedIn profile might be revisited multiple times during job interview, during hiring process, or during promotional process. So, like this is something to keep in mind. So now, let me tell you a story. This is going to be so good. Let me tell you a story. Let me give you like an example, an actual example. And fair warning, all of the people, all of the names they're made up, they're not real people. I made them up, but the scenarios are quite real. So let's say, imagine we have four people, four software engineers. I don't know, like pick your specialty, right? Like let's say iOS developers or front end developers. We have four people. We have John, we have Olivia, we have Latoya, and we have Marcus. Four people. Spoiler alert, Latoya got a job. However, all four of them, they're genius. They're absolutely genius. So let's start with John. John is a genius at what he does. He's really really good at what he does. Uh, he uh, he can solve any problem when it comes to technical capacity. Good engineer, like like he's dependable. People depend on his expertise. At his previous companies, like he just killed it. Like when it comes to technical and domain specific knowledge, like he is absolutely excellent. The problem with John during the final stages, like all of them passed all of them went through the final stages. All of them went through the final stages. So nobody got behind at the technical screening or like everybody was reviewed. So everybody is good. But the problem with John, he kind of exhale. When and when I say exhale, he kind of relax and he after his technical portion, he thought that his interview was done. He got it because he knows that he's genius. But the problem with John, he couldn't connect with a lot of people on a deep emotional level. So yes, people like his technical abilities, people like his technical stuff, but it it wasn't just simply enough. It was not just simply enough. And like he could have done better with the product, he could have done better with the hiring manager as well. So it happens a lot. It happens more than you think. So let's talk about Olivia. I love Olivia. Listen, Olivia is a sweetheart. She has LinkedIn, she has resume, and like she posts time to time. She's good, and she can be really she can be really a spark in any team. So, but the problem with Olivia, she couldn't deliver and communicate her value, what value she brings to the company. She was okay with her technical stuff, but the value that she will provide, she couldn't really articulate that correctly. And because she's a little humble and she's a little shy, and she doesn't think that she is shy, but she wanted to be like as professional as possible, and she kind of wanted to she wanted to put her best foot forward. But again, when it comes to her achievements and value communication, like Olivia, like didn't get a chance to or like she got a chance, but she didn't communicate her value correctly. But she's a sweetheart. Listen, if if Latoya wasn't there, probably Olivia could have maybe potentially got a job. But before we jump to Latoya, let's talk about Marcus. Listen, Marcus is too like I don't really like Marcus. I don't really like Marcus. Marcus is that guy who knows it all, super confident, overly confident. He's kind of obnoxious in a way. So if like if in the past Marcus got hired because they needed somebody ASAP, and clearly he can do the job, but Marcus is an asshole. Let's be just honest. Like he's overly confident. Like he talks down to people, even when he doesn't notice that, and he doesn't mean that. But Marcus kind of grew up in that tech environment, in that culture where you have to be this way. At his previous companies, this is what helped Marcus to kind of stand out, but not in a good way. So, and even though like he knocked it out of the park technically, and he kind of show his value, like what value he can bring to the company. He is because he was overly confident, because he was too cocky. Team decided not to move forward with him, and also he kind of talked down to more junior interviewers and kind of disregarded their questions, not directly, but like they felt it. So not a good thing. Not a good thing. And I've seen it. I've seen it during interviews. Like I've seen it myself. But let's talk about Latoya. Why Latoya got a job? Everybody is good. Well, Marcus could probably be a little bit more humble or like a little bit more relatable. But why Latoya got a job? Is Latoya better technically than John? Not necessarily. Like I think they're both good, but she doesn't have that level of genius when it comes to software development. But she's good. She's good. Her technical abilities are excellent. She's good. All of them can do the job. But here's the thing. Latoya was very proactive. She did the research on the company. She made sure that she communicates her value. Latoya also it's neither confirmed nor denied, but a few team members of the hiring team were binge watching the Latoya's YouTube channel where she talks about what she does. So, again, neither confirmed nor denied, but people ask her about her content, what she does, and like what she shares, and she has very unique perspective on what she does, and that was just a cherry on top. But she was very proactive. She connected with everybody. She communicated her value. Her LinkedIn is on point. Her resume is absolutely on point, and she communicated her her achievements. And she has a very, very, very strong executive presence. And she got hired. So why I'm telling you that? I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that you can't just rely on the LeetCode as your main source of preparation. You can't do that because interview is a complex and complicated process, multifaceted. Like it's not just technical screening and technical questions and then you get hired. Not typically. Not typically. So let me know in the comments if you have like any questions, if I can also and this is an important topic, so drop me your questions in the chat, and also let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if it was helpful for you. So Rashad asked, do you have any thoughts on how mentors bring the cool insights for people juggling executive vibes and acting and acing leak code? And why do you suppose this guidance is a game changer? Like, do you have any thoughts on how mentors bring the cool insights? I don't let me know if I understood your question correctly. So you saying how do you manage have executive presence and also ace your LeetCode abilities or like technical abilities? Like I'm not quite sure what the question is, but I think as I said at the beginning, it's really important. And it's really important to actually have both. It's really important to have technical competencies and also um, have executive presence because interview is a whole process. And Dana, let me know if you have similar insights because I'm super curious what you think about it as a manager. Like, what do you see from the managerial standpoint? Like, and where do we align? I'm super curious to hear from you. So, um, my point is that when you have your executive presence, when you have your legacy, and when I say what is legacy, legacy is when people can go back and they can see that you show up. And by show up, I'm meaning like you create content, you talk about your expertise, you participate in discussions, you are active in the community. This is your legacy. When people can see your legacy and you are technically ready for your technical interview, this is the executive presence. And also I there are different types of interviews. Also, I know people who just protect their energy and they just don't go to like when it's just strictly algorithms and data structures style interviews. Like they just choose not to participate. And like I think iOS developers and front end developers they have that luxury. It's not always an option, but like I think we have more that of that luxury than other developers. So, but the hiring process is a multi-step process. Is a multi-step process. All right. Yes. It's a mentor's job to be real with people. Their advice. We have to be honest with them that technical skills aren't enough, and they will be measured by completely subjective ways. Yes, this is a really good. This is a really good point. We have to prepare them to show executive presence. Yes, as soon like as much as big companies, they as much as big companies try to be non-biased, bias is still there. Likability, no like and trust factor is still there because even like I was talking to my client yesterday, technical assessment is still very biased. Even when it's done correctly, when it's done well, when it's absolutely on point, and it's still very biased. You still can say, hey, like because there are multiple ways to do the same to get the same result in tech, multiple ways. And what if the interviewer doesn't like your way? And it is subjective indeed. It is indeed subjective. So when people say, well, algorithms and data structures, they're like objective, it's objective measurement. No, it's not, because the solution can be right, but your interviewer can say, like, I don't like it. So, absolutely good, really good point. We also have to be honest that if they can handle the technical part of the job, they aren't going to last long. Yes, 100%. 100%. I I work, well, I talked to one individual who said hire strictly for personality and potential, and we can teach them how to do the technical portion. And unfortunately, that company was not equipped fully to do that. It's good if a company has the mechanisms and the ways for apprenticeship, for mentorship, where they can teach people how to do the job if they're willing to learn. Not every company is able to do that. And this is important to understand. And this is why your technical competencies and your executive presence, like, they have to go in side by side. And also, if if you don't know what you're doing in your domain, it's a little bit too early to jump into leak code questions. And I mostly work with mid-level and senior level professionals. It's normally not the case. But if you are not clear, if you have gaps in your domain, get good and cover your holes in knowledge in your domain, because this is what you're going to be doing day after day after day after day at your job. And if you have big gaps there, then it's going to be kind of challenging to do your job. And it's also might be kind of challenging to pass your domain specific interview questions. Love that. Hello, Michael. I appreciate you being here. Listen, we have a party today. We have a party. So, if you haven't commented yet, so drop your comment in the chat. Say hello. And also, if you have questions about executive presence, about interview preparation, let me know in the comments. And I have an invitation for you. I have a coaching program open for software developers. And this is what I demonstrated you today. This is my focus. How do we put two and two together? How do we do the right hiring math? The right, and I also want to say that getting a job is a short-sighted goal. And in my program, I focus on executive presence. I focus on personal brand. I focus on closing technical gaps. So it's not just about your job. It's about you being the subject matter expert, a leader in your industry, a leader in your niche, a leader in your framework, and people can see you as such. This is the focus of my program. And if it is something that you've been thinking of, or maybe you were thinking well, I would like to work with a mentor or a coach to at my interviewing skills, at my executive presence, at my leadership skills, I want to go to the next level. Or maybe a lot of my clients also get stuck after layoff, why nobody is calling me. People I was slammed with calls 2 years ago, and right now nobody is calling me. Right now nobody is reaching out to me. What is going on? What is happening? I invite you to uh, I invite you to my program. And the first thing that you could do is to grab mini coaching session with me. And the way you can do it, you can set me a DM and ask about mini coaching session, and I will be more than happy to schedule it with you. I don't know when it does that, so my video is just, I don't know, it's Apple thing. So you can schedule, you can DM me and schedule mini coaching session with me. Also, you can grab the link in my bio. So you can grab the link in my bio and schedule an appointment with me, schedule a call with me. It's 30-minute mini coaching session. This is an excellent step for you to help you to make the decision. What is your best next step when it comes to your career? And my goal is to provide as much value as I possibly can. And what I see with my clients, I see clients go from invisible, nobody is noticing me, I don't have pipeline of interviews, to when they have pipeline of interviews, and they get the job offers, they go to the next step, they're visible in their network, they're expanding their network, they're utilizing the tools, they utilize LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is super powerful. If you utilize the LinkedIn algorithms correctly, LinkedIn is super, super powerful. And this is why at the beginning of my program, and if you miss my video, if I miss my live stream on Friday, so it's still in the feature section, or you can just ask me for a link, and it's also on my YouTube. But I talk about detail all of the details about my pro bono on Friday. So like check out my YouTube channel or check out my feature section. But like this is why I spend so much, I put so much emphasis that how you can get visible, how you show up as a leader, how you can claim those opportunities at the level that you deserve, how you can make career moves. Because this is not just about the job. And getting a job is not the final goal. Getting a job is just it's just a stepping stone, or just one of the steps in your career. It's one part of your journey. It's not the destination. It's not the destination. Your destination is to become visible and trustworthy in your network, so people know about you. So when the next time you decide to go for upper role, for a higher salary, or like God forbid something happened with your corporate job, you can bounce back out of it easily, and you can reach out to your network. And because of the power of network, you can land next job somewhat easy, somewhat fast. And I'm an evidence to that. I'm an evidence to that. Because listen, when I got laid off, I posted a video and the recruiter reached out to me and I landed the contract. And I posted the video about it, like I think a few months ago. And I even did a live stream on that. So your executive presence matter. And yes, it is a combination of executive presence and your technical skills. So I think Rashad has a question. What kind of cool tips can you share with those who's looking to mix charisma with LeetCode? So uh, I would I would say focus on your network. Focus on your network. Share your perspective share about your craft, about what you do publicly. Like talk to share about that with your network. Make your network aware of you, so they know that you are the subject matter expert. And technical portion, this is something this is the homework. This is something that we have to that we have to keep at. And you assess your technical skills, you assess where your gaps are, and you just improving your gaps. But I wouldn't say I wouldn't put all of my eggs in LeetCode basket, because listen, each specialty is different. Okay, each specialty is different. uh, I'm an iOS developer. For iOS developers, it's easier for us not to go LeetCode route, and I rather not waste my time as an iOS developer spending hours on LeetCode questions that have nothing to do with the actual job that I'm going to be doing for a company, for a client, or whoever. And rather mastering my domain specific knowledge. I want to knock it out of the park with take home project. I want to knock it out of the park when it comes to my expertise with iOS development. Yes, knowing computer science fundamentals, very, very important. And if it is your gap, you should close that gap. But also, you should be a wholesome professional, right? And when it comes to your interview preparation, if you have to address each part of the interview and be ready for each part of the interview, because it's not just technical, and it's also personal. And it's not all personal, and its all technical portion is also plays a big role. So I hope that answers your question. So, well, everybody, I see more and more people jumping on the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. I have a few minutes for Q&A. whether it is comes to like to your technical interviews, like algorithms and data structures, why they're important, when they're important, why they're not as important. So whatever it is, like executive presence, how you can emphasize executive presence. And also, um, if you need, as I said before, if you need help with that, I invite you to enroll in my coaching program, and you can grab like complimentary mini coaching session with me either through the link in my bio or send me a DM and ask about mini coaching sessions. So whichever way works for you. And this is a very, very good step for you to decide what is your next step. Where are you going after that? Where you what is missing, and how you can close that, you can close that gap between where you're heading and where you now, and what hasn't been working so far. So, all right, y'all. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your comments, and I'm double checking the LinkedIn because sometimes LinkedIn goes sideways on me. Um, and I'm making sure that I'm not missing anything. All right. So I don't see any new questions. And I don't see any new comments. Well, thank you so much. My DMs are open. Link is in the bio, so it's available to you. And come to my live stream on Friday. So this week I just have two live streams. Come to my live stream on Friday. So it's gonna be super good. And next week, networking event is back. So I will schedule it sometime on the weekend. So look out for that. So I know I miss chatting with you like in real time in the audio room. So next week, Wednesday, audio room at 5 p.m. If you miss it, or if you want to network and expand your network, also like really, really powerful feature. So all right, thank you so much, and I will talk to you later, y'all.